Yes, with regard to history, this is our cycle 2, Guru Sishya cycle 2, test 19, modern India, covering from 1857 revolt to that freedom and partition. Am I right? Okay, fine. Regarding history, you know, Ramya, there are some common concerns. Overestimation, underestimation about history preparation is equally dangerous. Am I right? And of course, conceptual and factual areas you have to cover, maintaining an equilibrium. I would say both the conceptual and the factual areas in history is important, and don't ever overestimate or underestimate what you've done in the history. That is also very important. Coming to this history, the first question is, consider the following statements regarding the Karachi session of INC 1931. So here the first thing, the first keyword I said is last 10 years or 12 years, if you check, one of the very important area from modern India is this Congress historic sessions. Okay, the Congress sessions are very important for you. The Congress sessions and their historic resolutions are important for you. Congress sessions and their historic resolutions are important for you. Congress sessions and historic resolutions are important for you. You have to cover this. UPC several times asked questions here. Banaras session of the Congress, Surat session of the Congress, Belgaum session of the Congress, or this Karachi session of the Congress, Lahore session of the Congress. You remember Gaya session of the Congress. So the Congress sessions are important. Historical resolutions passed in the Congress sessions are important. Their presidents, or maybe, you know, some national economic, you know, planning commission, etc. you've seen. So certain historical missions, events and resolutions of the sessions important. Their presidents are important. Similar way, this is about the Karachi session 1931. The first statement, drawing up part 4 of this Indian Constitution by Constituent Assembly, is largely influenced by these resolutions of Karachi session 1931. You know that Karachi session presided over by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and a person drafted resolutions on this, resolution on economic program, and one is on fundamental rights. So obviously, so history is, you know, it is married to polity, it is married to geography. So understanding, having a good grip over this Indian polity, Indian constitution, having a good grip of Indian geography, that is equally contributory to solving history questions also. Am I right? So you know that, yes, part 4 of Indian constitution is dealing about that particular directive principles of state policy. The same thing, the social economic resolutions of that Karachi session, you know, let's say that that has a closing or a striking similarity with the directive principles of state policy. Am I right? So that sense we shall say that part 4 of Indian Constitution by Constituent Assembly, when they drafted, by Constituent Assembly, they were being influenced by these social economic resolutions of Karachi session. If that statement is made, nothing wrong about that. That statement is absolutely correct. Okay. Then see, the session was presided over by Motilal Nehru. No, the session was presided over by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Okay, Congress decided to boycott roundtable conference again. No, Karachi session, you know, main purpose of Karachi session was to endorse Gandhi-Irvine Pact. According to Gandhi-Irvine Pact, Gandhiji, Congress agreed to attend the second roundtable conference to discuss on the constitutional reforms. In fact, Congress attended the second roundtable conference. Am I right? Roundtable conferences in London, you know, that is what should I say? Meant for constitutional reforms only. Okay, that is to discuss on the future constitution. So anyway, yes, Congress decided to boycott roundtable conferences. That is wrong regarding Karachi session. In fact, Karachi session endorsed Gandhi-Irvine Pact. Accordingly, Gandhiji, yes, on behalf of Congress, you know, attended the second roundtable conference in London. Okay. So here the third statement is wrong, and of course, our answer has to be, yes, answer is C, 1 only. Answer is C, 1 only. Then you go for the next one. Go for the next one. Next question, what was the next question? Yes, it was a description given, an article given. You see that a famous freedom fighter in 1927, in his article titled Dharmavar Fasate Une de Ilaj, okay, communal riots and their cure, wrote the following: just being a Hindu or a Sikh was a sufficient cause for being killed by Muslims, and likewise to be a Muslim was sufficient cause for him to be killed. In this situation, God alone can save India. Today, India's future seems extremely bleak and dark. These religions have damaged India, and one does not know when India will be freed from these communal riots. These riots have shamed India at the world stage, and we have seen that in this deluge of emotions, everyone gets swept away. Who of the following leaders did write the above article? Choices are given. Any idea you have? Any idea you how you think about it? I will give 1 minute time for that. Okay, think about it. Sibi, yes. Do you have any educated guess? So here you see, just look into that particular statement there. Just being a Hindu or Sikh was sufficient cause for being killed by Muslims. Likewise, to be a Muslim was sufficient cause for him to be killed. In this situation, God alone can save India. Today, India's future seems extremely bleak and dark. These religions have damaged India, and one does not know when India will be freed from these communal riots. You know that certain point, Swami Dayanand Saraswati, yes, he was the leader of a revivalist movement. Okay, go back to Vedas. Vedas are infallible. Similar way, when you think about a Deoband movement, that was also a revivalist movement. Muhammad Qasim Nanathawi was the founder of that Deoband movement. Okay, so they all have that very much attachment, intimacy with the religion, religious beliefs, or they wanted the revivalism of these so-called religious traditions and values, etc. And out of this, there was a guy who was an atheist, Bhagat Singh. Okay, if you eliminate these two people, then left with Lala Lajpat Rai and Bhagat Singh. And when you go for the readings, the books and these articles and these teachings of Bhagat Singh, you will conclude that he was an atheist, and this is a statement made by Bhagat Singh. Okay, so this was a statement made by Bhagat Singh. Okay, fine, good. Now, in the context of, so it is very nice you go for the popular writings of these historical figures. Okay, their beliefs or maybe their ideas, ideologies, philosophies, their teachings, if you have a grip over the ideas, ideologies, teachings and philosophies of these heroes or the leaders, these kind of the questions are answerable. And nowadays UPSC started asking this type of questions in a large number. Okay. Now, in the context of modern history of India, Asamgad proclamation was related to. Asamgad is somewhere? It is somewhere? It is in UP, am I right? It is known for that, it's a popular Banarasi sari and all. And coming to that 1857 revolt, you know the major senders of 1857 revolt. Am I right? That is why I say sometimes the geography will save you in history. A good understanding of Indian geography will save you your history, okay, or in history. So here you see, this is not something related to this transfer of capital from Kolkata to Delhi. Nowhere when we learned that, we heard about this kind of the proclamations. Then see, to place Indian administration under British crowd, that is totally a stupid statement. I eliminated that too. But there is something which is related to 1857, am I right? Second statement says, official announcement of the abolition of doctrine of lapse by Lord Ripon, post 1857. You know that post 1857, it was not Lord Ripon, it was actually Canning was the viceroy, first viceroy, am I right? So any reforms if undertaken, that has to be by the Lord Canning only, not by Ripon. Ripon, you have to wait again. Okay, after Lytton only comes this Ripon, am I right? So understanding the chronology of Indian viceroys will also save you in this type of questions. Okay, so viceroy, you see, first viceroy 1857, and when it is 1858 Government of India Act, that time the viceroy was Lord Canning. So any reforms undertaken that time means that has to be by this Canning, not by Ripon. By using that simple common sense, I eliminated that one. Now coming to this restoration of Mughal kingdom during revolt of 1857, that is the most matchable choice. This is something, by this grandson of Bahadur Shah II, am I right? Yes, that is restoration of Mughal kingdom during revolt of 1857. It is to foster Hindu-Muslim unity. This is to encourage them, motivate them against British. So C is the best option here. Consider the following statements regarding the Justice Party. You heard about the Justice Party, All India, Indian National Liberal Federation is there, Punjab Unionist Party is there, Hindu Mahasabha is there, Muslim League is there, okay, Communist Party of India is there. So different parties are there, organizations are there, and their objectives and their major, participation or leaders, events, that is important for you. Now this is regarding Justice Party. It was officially known as South Indian Liberal Federation and its pro-British stance was critical to its decline. Justice Party, what was the objective behind its formation or formulation? Justice Party, what was its objective? Objective was very simple, that is, to fight this Brahmin dominance in the civil services or in the INC or in the government sector or in every sector. This is to resist to the Brahmin dominance, Yes, this was a non-Brahmin movement, or we have seen that this Justice Party wanted that upliftment, social, educational, or maybe in all the way, social, political, economical, upliftment of this non-Brahmin community in the south. Am I right? So it was an anti-Brahminical movement and it was against or it opposed to that Brahminical supremacy in the service sector or in the politics or in the economic sector, etc. It was an anti-Brahmin movement, So that sense, when it was an anti-Brahmin movement, of course, you can see that, yes, one of the method of this Justice Party is extension of loyalty to British to get to more reservation and representation. That itself is a reason for declining its popularity in the later stage, okay. So, the first statement is correct. Formation of the Justice Party marked the start of Dravidian movement. There is a movement, in the south which is Dravidian movement. We already learned about that, okay. So, that is also true. Along with the Home Rule League of Annie Besant, it organized the first non-Brahmin conference in Coimbatore. If you know that single statement, you can answer this question. Annie Besant Home Rule League movement, they believed that such kind of the movements will further give predominance to Brahmins in the political sphere, economic sphere, etc. So this Justice Party movement, it was a non-Brahmin movement, we know, or it opposed to that Brahminical supremacy. So they believed Annie Besant's this Home Rule League movement, it will give an upper hand for Brahmins in the Indian political sphere. So they opposed to this particular Home Rule League movement by Annie Besant. Okay, so the third statement is a wrong statement, and now the second and the first and second, they are correct here. Okay, moving on to the next question. So here answer has to be, first one is correct one, second one is also correct, 1 and 2 is your answer. He was a moderate nationalist leader who joined the Indian National Congress in 1899. Then see, between 1899 and 1902, he was a member of this Bombay Legislative Council, followed by his stint at the Imperial Legislative Council, 1902 till his death. He became the president of this INC at the Banaras session. According to him, greatest need of the hour in India during times was industrial education. So you see a person who promoted industrial education, a person who was part of this British Imperial Legislative Council, and a person who presided at the Banaras session of the Congress. If you don't know anything of this passage, if you know only that Congress session and president, then also it is answerable. Am I right? That is why I said that Congress sessions, their presidents, important Congress session and their presidents are important for you. Okay, Banaras session 1905 is popular because that session adopted that Swadeshi movement, the program called the Swadeshi movement. You see, anti-Bengal partition movement, Swadeshi movement, etc. And here the leader was a moderate leader. Yes, it was Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Which of the following factors, events which caused or impacted revolt of 1857? The events which caused or the factors which caused or impacted revolt of 1857? Can you say? Can you say? Anybody, any of you? The events or factors caused or impacted revolt of 1857? Do you have any idea? No idea? Okay, fine. Let's go for this Crimean War. Let's go for Crimean War. Let's go for corruption in company administration. Let's go for heavy imports of British goods to India. The absence of foreign services allowance to Indian sepoys. Can we say these are factors contributing to 1857 revolt? Yeah, in the first phase of the Crimean War, British faced reverses that boosted the confidence of Indian soldiers. Am I right? Similar way, corruption in company administration leading to further fiscal deficit and financial burden upon Indian farmers or Indian population. Am I right? Then see, heavy imports of British goods to India, eventually leading to Second reason leading to political corruptions. Third is leading to economic corruptions or economic, indebtedness, rural indebtedness, etc. You see, imports of British goods to India means that resulted in deindustrialization. Am I right? Systematic, ruin of Indian industries, cottage, handicraft industries, absence of foreign services allowances. All these are the different factors affected Indian farmers, Indian craft workers, Indian industrialists, Indian merchants. Indian people at large, you see, they suffered on this British economic or foreign and these political policies, etc. All these factors, impacted or caused that 1857 revolt. That is true. You can go for all of the above. Am I right? Yes.